A group station. ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Jim Basquel. Game 5s tonight around the NBA. Celtics and Bucks all square with the venue back to Beantown. And Marcus Smart back for the Celtics. Boston in front in this one. Second quarter at 43-29. The Sixers could wrap up their series with the Heat up 3-1. Ben Simmons leading just 7 rebounds and 11 assists to average a triple-double for the series. And that Game 5 is set to get started. Also, the defending champion Warriors home to the Spurs with that 3-1 lead, and that's later on tonight. Adam Schefter reporting Baker Mayfield part of the discussion for the Cleveland Browns with the top overall pick. Teams also considering Sam Darnold and Josh Allen. Schefter with more.
It's fair to say that, look, they're going through their process, and I believe John Dorsey knows who they're going to take, but I don't know that John Dorsey has shared that with anyone so much as the Cleveland Browns owner, Jimmy Haslam. I don't know that he's told the owner of the Browns at this point in time. And so they're going through their process here, and that process does include Baker Mayfield at the number 1 pick. Now, whether he actually becomes the number 1 pick is a separate question, but I can tell you he's under consideration in that spot. And so we have an already mysterious situation for Thursday night that now becomes that much more mysterious while we all wait to see who the Cleveland Browns settle on at the number 1 spot.
Absolutely. Meantime, Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski plans on returning next season. Agent Drew Rosenhaus saying that his meetings with Bill Belichick went very positive. From baseball, Cubs up on the Indians 5-1 in the 7th. Kyle Schwarber 2 of their 4 home runs.
Hey, Sagat, join us Wednesday. Tom Haberstroh will join us to talk some hoops. I miss Haberstroh. Ron McGill going to join us to talk animals. And Mina Kimes, our draft expert, will join us just a day away from the NFL draft. That's Wednesday in the Dan Le Batard Show with me, Sagat, on ESPN Radio.
Oh, yes. Welcome. This is the Kevin Sutton Show coming to you live, loud, and proud from ESPN 580 Orlando. And this is the crew of the Kevin Sutton Show holding it down. That's right, because Kevin Sutton, the man himself, is out saving the world.
One dad at a time.
He didn't want to take his cape off, you know?
No, he still had it on since last week.
He still had it on, yeah.
Man, it's probably dirty.
Truest day.
Yeah.
Anyways, but not to worry because we've got an action-filled night. We've got a guest
Say it again.
studio. Action-filled night.
Action-filled night.
There you go. So much going on. It's so great to be here with you guys. But, you know, we always like to start the show off right. But, you know, we want to thank our friends of the Kevin Sutton Show. Cruz and Pascara, PA, personal injury attorneys. That's right. Are you looking for an attorney? Have you been in an accident? You feel confused. You don't know what to do. Cruz and Pascara are there for you. You know, you're not a client when you go to Cruz and Pascara. You're family. Cruz and Pascara, offices downtown Orlando, 407-841-0200. And if you say,
man,
you get the hookup.
You know, you're right. You're right about them being family. I got a text from Brian just asking how I'm feeling.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You know, I said, man.
Yeah. Is that how you're feeling? Yeah.
But guys, don't forget to download the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, even Google Play Music. You can catch up on all the episodes you may have missed. Hey, soon to be on Spotify.
Ooh.
Yeah, but just make sure you leave a rating and
blowing
review.
Up. Boom.
Definitely don't forget to subscribe. 5 stars, baby.
Boom. That's us blowing up. But, you know, we got to start this night off right because we've got to hear the wise words or words from Dr. Field.
Okay. Today is Tuesday, baby. My words of wisdom for you all are that your first birthday is actually your second birthday.
Because your first birthday is when you're born. Shout out Lincoln. First birthday. And Kevin. Yeah. So technically he's having his 41st birthday.
And guys, let's not forget we got Myra with the ladies' point of view.
Hey.
Y'all having a good time.
Oh, yeah. Dale. Dale. Oh, yeah. Dale. Don't stop the party. Woo. Yes.
Myra, all right. Did you guys win?
Yes.
Good job.
But we are in the playoffs, so we're going to get all into that. But first, we got to, we got Rich Rogers with having a little bit of technical difficulty, so I don't know if he's not even listening.
He's setting up.
Yeah, he's setting up. All right, so we're going to go to the man, the myth, the legend. Oh.
Nick,
Oh.
What's up, dude?
Not much. How you guys doing?
We're
Good,
doing
man.
awesome, man.
All right.
We're in the playoffs.
You ready for the draft?
I'm ready for the draft. I'm ready for everyone to stop talking and for us to get to the draft. Let's pick some dudes and stop talking about what dudes are going to get picked. Let's do it.
Well, here's the thing. Is it going to be a good draft? No?
Well, why would you say no?
Who said no?
I said no.
Oh, I didn't say no. Oh, I thought you said no.
No. I mean, Phil said no. I don't know why Phil would say no. You could see 5 quarterbacks taken in the first round. That'd be the most since 1983. That sounds like a hell of a draft.
We hope.
We do hope. I mean,
Here's
the thing. I'm hoping on Friday there's something to talk about, and I'm hoping on Monday there's really something to talk about. So we will see.
Is what? Is it on Saturday?
No, it's tomorrow.
The draft is Thursday.
Thursday. 1 day away.
7 o'clock. You'll hear it right here on ESPN 580. Scott Inez, Jerry Daniels, myself, from 4 to 7. We will be out at Twin Peaks and Lake Buena Vista.
Oh, interesting. So it'll be fun. Anybody that you're looking out for, though, Nick, that's the thing.
That I'm looking out for. Obviously, we'll all keep watching on what's going to happen with Shaquem Griffin. Will he go in the 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round? And the quarterbacks is a kind of big question. My real question, of course, is what do the Browns do at 1 and 4? Where does Saquon Barkley end up? And the guy I think nobody's talking about that might be the best player in the draft, and the reason why no one's talking about him is because of the position he plays. Quentin Nelson, who's an offensive lineman, they say that he has future Hall of Fame grades as an offensive lineman, and protecting your quarterback is very important in today's NFL. I'm surprised no one is talking more about perhaps the Giants moving back, taking him, or someone else moving around to take him because of how important he could be. Someone's going to get a quality player at 5 or 6.
Wow. That's some big words for someone who's not even in the league yet. Hall of Fame.
It's what the smart people say. I listen to the smart people. I'm not a smart person. I just listen to the smart people.
Oh. All right. Well, the man who finally got the technical difficulties taken care of, who slips and slides in here, Mr. Rich Rogers.
I'm doing great.
You doing all right?
I'm looking forward to the draft.
I'm looking forward to the playoffs. My playoffs start tomorrow. Well, technically they already started Monday, but tomorrow's my 2nd level playoff.
Oh.
The heat is on. Hey, no pun intended there. We are 2nd place overall in the season, and because we were in 2nd place out of 10 teams, which is not bad, right?
Yeah, that's really good.
Are we like Houston or are we like Golden State?
You're Golden State, actually.
We're Golden State? Okay. All right. I've got all my players ready today. We had our last practice before another playoff game tomorrow. It's tough being a coach, man. It's tough.
Yeah, you guys wear a lot of hats.
Everyone, but I'm not talking about just Kevin and I. I'm just talking about being a coach, period. The team really depends on your leadership. You got to make the right moves. You got to make sure you put people in the right place.
Steve Kerr says it's stressful.
It is very, and I'm just doing 8th graders.
Have you had a bench clearing brawl yet?
Ooh.
It'd be a way to fire up the team, if Kevin sort of like egged him on a little bit.
Has a player tried to choke him yet, like Latrell Sprewell?
Almost. It's funny. There was a game we did have where he said, because there's 10 girls on the team, he said he had 11 wives at the game because I was one of them. Because we got ladies. Ladies got opinions, but my girls are fierce, man. Today we were hitting, we were blocking, and I actually have something to talk about when I meet a coach, because it is. You're trying to make the right rooms. You're trying to put your strongest players in the right place, defense, offense. And it's tough because everyone's looking at you.
Well, yeah.
Even though you have your players, even though LeBron is on the court, even though he leads the team, so he's the exception.
He coaches the team.
As a coach, it's like I'm just as nervous. When we had our last game, I was so nervous because I felt that if I didn't win, it was a letdown on me, not my players. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, it's a big responsibility.
But it's all good. I'm crazy to talk. I want to talk about NBA. We're going to have someone in the studio coming in the next few minutes, but the NBA is not shaking up like we thought it was going to be. There's no clear dominant person there.
Well, the only dominant team was the Pelicans. They swept the Blazers, but I mean that's it. They're still in the first round.
That's crazy though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to even see Cleveland like this, to see Boston like this. I mean, Houston, and Golden State, what does it say? Can we really predict anyone solid out of the East and West?
I think Golden State gave San Antonio that one for Popovich's wife because she died.
No, really?
I think they gave him that one.
Oh, hot take.
What's that?
No, I mean, like, do you think they just said, "Oh yeah, Pop's wife died. We should just hand that one to him"?
I think they gave him that one.
I actually I think that Myra makes a really good point about that Game 4. That in the past that would be the boot on the throat finish off San Antonio, and this Golden State team doesn't seem to have the same kind of fire. That
how come? Why do you think that?
Listen, like they're headed to their 4th straight run of the finals here, right? Mm-hmm. I just think at this point it's hard to be hungry even in the first round. Where I think they've dropped 1 game, maybe 2 games in the last 3 years in the first round, and it's tough to be motivated. This team has not been motivated all year long.
They're jaded now,
and they're missing Steph Curry. And they're expecting they could just kind of turn on whenever they want. And Klay Thompson didn't play well either. But I think that this team still has. You don't see the fire. I don't see the same Golden State team. And I don't know. Maybe they'll turn it on once Steph gets back for the second round. But they're going to get Anthony Davis, Drew Holiday, playoff Rajon Rondo, and the Pelicans in the second round. That'll be a fun one if Golden State's not clicking on all cylinders.
It'll be interesting. I can't wait to get into the mix of it also. And it was funny. I just got one last point as a coach. I had my team, I have my starting lineup, right? Mm-hmm. And we were winning, so I put my second lineup in it because I like to give girls a fair chance to play.
Yeah.
And then the other team kind of got a little bit confident. We were still winning, and I did the Karate Kid move. I said, "Finish them." Put my original lineup in and just cleaned it up.
Cobra Kai.
We got to finish them. Hey, this is the Kevin Sutton Show. When we get back, we got some great people in the studio we're going to be talking to. That's right. It's the crew holding it down. Dr. Phil, Rich Rogers, and me, Myra, the ladies' point of view. We'll be right back. Oh, we are back. This is the Kevin Sutton Show coming to you live, loud and proud over at ESPN 540 Orlando. 580, sorry. You threw me off.
It's okay. A large man just walked into the room. It's okay. You got startled.
I did. We got Mr. Jason Ellis, long-time listener. And Jason, we're going to actually send you to that studio so you can talk to us on the mic.
Yeah, go hang out with Rich.
So, Rich Rogers is going to handle you. And we're going to be talking a lot of great things, but we want to remind our listeners, Kevin Sutton Show is brought to you by Honest One Auto Care. That's right. You're looking for someone to service your vehicle, to take care of it. Someone you can rely on with financing options. That's Honest One. You do? Already? Yeah. Oh, wrong car. Okay.
Yeah, I need my brakes done because my ABS light is on.
Yeah.
So I can't stop.
Yeah. That's important.
Stopping is
very
important. Yeah.
So, but, take them over to Honest One. If you tell them the Kevin Sutton Show sent you, you get a special VIP sparkling water with all of that.
Oh, for real?
That's right. Yes. But, Phil, why don't you go ahead and we've got, can Jason hear us?
He can't hear us yet. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. All right. We're trying. We got a little bit of technical difficulties, but we got in the studio today someone who's actually been a friend of the Kevin Sutton Show in the past, and back in the studio with us. Jason, can you hear us?
Not yet. Now you can. Now you can.
Jason, are you with us?
I am with you.
All right, Jason Ellis, how's it going, Jason?
Not too bad. How about yourself, Myra?
All right, we're doing fantastic here. Fantastic. So we want to go ahead and give a proper introduction, and Mr. Lee Morrison is in the studio. Welcome, Lee. Nice to be here. Oh, sorry, we got to turn your mic on. Now it's nice to be
here. Mic check.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2. And you guys got a lot going on. Jason is over the years. First of all, Bruno Sammartino. I do have to give condolences for him. What an amazing man, and we lost him just recently.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, and awesome guy. Yeah.
82.
Yeah.
He was still sharp as a tack, though. So
he was. Yeah. It was very surreal when that happened. But Jason, you've brought in one of your top guys here because you guys have a lot of things going on. Jason, lead us in.
Well, I mean, no better person to explain it than Lee, the American Bulldog Morrison. He's a.
Do you still like going by American Bulldog?
That's great. That's the name. That's the nickname. We can just roll with it.
All right. Because that's the first thing Phil said. So Lee, you've got a big fight coming up. Give us a little background.
Okay, a little background. So I have been fighting for a whole lot of years, 13 plus years, and I've been all over the world. Had a good little stint over in Russia for 4 or 5 years. And
Can you speak Russian?
Minimal, not enough to make a fool of myself right
now. Can you insult a Russian?
By gestures, yes, and it happens very easily. So.
All right, so you say you were in Russia for 4 years.
So going with it, it was a good experience over there. A lot of stuff, a lot of transitions through life during that period, and so since then, I've been married. I have 2 kids now back at home. The wife, kids back at home. Left them for this extreme adventure that I'm on, sort of say, to come out here to Florida and put in the time and the work. So come May 12th, I can show up and represent for everybody that's supporting me, and that's the game plan. So
where's home for you?
Home is Okanagan, Washington, so I'm a ways away.
That is definitely a ways away, man.
Oh, no, I don't even know that city.
Probably because it's the podunk town in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, man.
So you have a fight coming up. You said it's
a big fight coming up.
A big fight coming up, May 12th. It's for Bellator. It'll be in San Jose, California at the SAP Center. You guys can watch it on Paramount Network. And the individual is a huge name, big rising star. His name's Aaron Pico. He's fresh to the sport of MMA, I guess you could say. He's got 3 fights, lost his first fight, pretty vicious knockouts his past 2 fights, and he's stepping up to face American Bulldog. So I'm coming in full force with everything I have, and come May 12th, hopefully representing and get my hand raised.
Now, you said you guys are on the Paramount Network. That used to be Spike TV.
You are correct.
Okay. That used to be Spike TV. So it's on national television.
This is awesome.
Yeah. Bellator is awesome. Bellator is really cool. So that's really cool that you're fighting Bellator.
13 plus years, man. This is the call I've been waiting for. So I'm stoked. I'm excited. I'm full throttle for it.
This is awesome. So Lee, I mean, you still like to go by American Bulldog, or you like to just stick to Lee?
I'll reference either one you throw at me.
All right. So Lee, I mean, you've definitely earned your keep to get to this point, right?
I believe so.
Grinded.
You grinded. You guys, we've had the opportunity before to meet you. You've been working it hard. You've been training hard, and this is a huge opportunity.
Huge opportunity. And like you said, it's 13 plus years in the making, and this isn't just from the MMA. I mean, I've been doing this stuff since I was a little kid, elite level, junior high school wrestling. So I've got a pretty big pedigree in regards to wrestling myself, all the way through college wrestling, and then it just kind of segued into this. And I've been having at it ever since, and I'm 32 now, and I'm blessed, and I have this opportunity, and there's no looking back now. A lot of ups and downs, but here I am. It's time to perform.
How did you segue into MMA? So you say you were doing wrestling when you were younger. What made you decide, okay, now I want to kick somebody?
So kick, punch.
Now, and then when we go back to wrestling, we were talking real wrestling or WWE
amateur
wrestling?
No, yeah, that stuff doesn't play out.
Hey, we're big wrestling fans. Okay.
Amateur wrestling.
Well, in regards to the reality of it, yeah, man, I wrestled in junior college, and a teammate actually gave me the opportunity to fight, and I took that opportunity, and I was hooked. For me, it was just it was more of a glorified wrestling match than anything. You get to throw punches, submissions, and I'm in there having fun, and you get the crowd cheering for you, yelling for you, the fans,
definitely much
support.
More intense.
Mm-hmm. It was something else, man. I was hooked, and so it kind of became a means of a second type of a workout for me beyond that of just wrestling or weightlifting, the mundane. You do it for years. It's just something exciting, and so it was something to spark interest, and I've been with it ever since, man. Having at it, and I can't get enough. So,
did you ever think? Okay, so you had a love for it, obviously, since a young age. Did you ever think that this would become your profession?
Your career?
No, yeah. I wasn't even a big fan. I mean, I'd watch some UFC fights, like DVDs here and there with friends and whatnot, but I was in shape when I had the opportunity to, and like I said, it presented itself, and I took it, I hopped on it, and it was fun, man. I tapped the individual out in the first round in rear naked choke. It was just like wrestling. I took him down, and we scrambled around a little bit, got some hooks in, got a choke in, and then
Phil just did. No, you
and
didn't.
that moment when he tapped out, it was just something else. It was just very, very exciting. And then fortunate enough for me, I wrestled at a very prestigious junior college in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And I had the Lions Den in the back door, which was like Trevor Prangley. He's a big name in the sport, always has been. Josh Punk Thompson. And so it was just an easy segue for me to go in and start training and get good at this. And I've been at it ever since, like I said, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Nelly, I got a question for you, okay? So we were just talking about wrestling, WWE wrestling, and you laughed at it, you said real wrestling. But one of your professional fighters, Miss Ronda Rousey, has just gone into that industry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Obviously, whatever she's been through, and as a competitor, you probably can understand she was at the top of her game and came down hard.
Very much
very,
so.
very hard.
Couple times.
I've sat on this show quite disappointed in how she showed her defeat, because so many people, so many women athletes looked up to her, and for her to succumb to even the terms of, suicidal and all that, I was a little disappointed, because she was an epitome of a female athlete that really took it to the edge, but man, she didn't handle it gracefully when it came. And now she's resurrected her career, quote unquote, in wrestling, WWE for show wrestling. What do you think about that? How do you feel about her? Most of the time we've talked to people here and they're like, it's cool. She's talented. She had to do something. She wasn't going to go to just commentating. So this is a perfect segment for her. What do you think?
Well, most definitely, in regards to how you said it, it's just, it's something, and they are completely different, right? One of them is real life. You're in there and stuff's going to happen whether you want it to or not. The other one's kind of played out to some degree. Of course, there's a matter of things that can happen, but the reality is it's pretty much it's scripted,
Yeah.
So
it's set. She's not winning unless they tell her to win.
Yeah. So that was kind of my ha-ha. But in regards to her, I'm not taking anything away. She was at the top of her game. Like you said, she was one of the ladies that kind of led the way for what's going on now in the sport. And she was a top-class judo athlete, for us, for Americans, for just in representation of the world. She was a silver medalist, and she had a nice little stint in the UFC. But it's just kind of like anything else. She had that nickname, the Ronda Rousey, right? She's a rowdy chick, and she kind of portrayed that attitude, and it's kind of difficult. You want to stay humble. That's how I believe.
That's what it is. He's got it. And I can say this. He's right. She left humility at the door. She was very obnoxious and thought she was untouchable.
Exactly.
And when they brought her down, she showed all her cards.
Holly Holm.
Yeah, right?
Knocked her out.
Who Holly Holmes has not become anything since that, essentially. But she was the woman who brought her down. And like you said, as an athlete, you win some, you lose some. But man, Rhonda did not do that well, and I actually lost a lot of respect for her in that sense.
Very much so. You got to stay clear-headed in this sport, and you always have to evolve, and if you believe you're above the game's going to catch up to you, you know what I mean? Any which way you look at it, and that's the reality behind this, is you saw how she portrayed herself. She had that attitude, and I
remember at the ESPYs one year, she had big attitude.
Yeah,
at the ESPYs,
sort of say my
you
stuff,
can't touch me.
My stuff doesn't stink, and yes,
exactly.
It does, especially if you spread it out there like that. And
everyone stinks at some point.
Exactly, and you got to clean it up. You always got to be cleaning up and evolving. And the reality is, she really didn't, and she went out there and you have to have a game plan. I'm not going to speak in regards to her camp or trainers. I don't know that stuff. There's always ups and downs. You can have the perfect training session. You can perfect training camp, feel like $1 million, but it just does not line up for you. Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a game plan until you get punched in the face, but the reality is going out there, and she's fighting world-class strike-up people, and she's a world-class grappler. Use what works for you the best. Don't try to prove a point when there's just no point to prove there. The point's to get your hand raised, and that's what you need to do. So that kind of ended her little segue in the UFC. So
I hear you. Lee, when we get back, we're going to actually talk a little NBA, so we're going to like your opinion, okay?
All right.
Even if you guess, that's cool. And we've got Mr. Jason Ellis in the studio with us too, Rich Rogers, Phil, and me, the ladies' point of view, holding it down, but we're all good because we're having a good time. This is the Kevin Sutton Show. We'll be right back. Oh, yeah. You hear that beat? This is the Kevin Sutton Show. We are back, live, loud, and proud in the studio. This is the crew holding it down as Kevin is out saving the world.
One day at a time.
Yeah. And big shout out to there's some new news coming up the pipeline for Kevin, taking his fatherhood program to a new level. Super proud of him. When that all starts to happen, we'll definitely talk about it on the show. But if you haven't heard, you've got to hear now. Kevin is turning 40 this weekend. That's 40. Right, the big 40. And we're giving him a birthday party. That's right. Join us. It's going to be all open. It's over at the Ace Cafe, downtown Orlando. That's right next to the Link Station. If you guys don't know. You guys know about Ace Cafe, right, Rich? Yeah. It's awesome. I was in there today ordering the food. It's going to be nice. Some nice food. We're going to be on the top floor in the motorcycle room. It's awesome. It overlooks like the city.
So 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock Saturday night. Saturday through family friendly. It's a friendly party. It's a friendly. It's a friendly family party. Bring your kids, bring your spouses. I mean, I've got some of Kevin doesn't know. I've got some of his friends from high school coming.
Well, he knows now.
No, he's teaching. He doesn't know.
Okay.
And I'll make sure he doesn't listen to the podcast. Okay. We got some surprises up there, and if you don't know this, and many of you guys know, Kevin's a swell guy. He's a great dad. Does a lot in the community. He's a great host for us. Great businessman, and he's never had a birthday party.
That's crazy.
So this will be his first birthday party ever. So we want to do it big, show some love, send some messages. He's actually saying, don't worry about a gift because he'd like to raise money for his fatherhood program. So you can.
Although people were asking me at work, what should they bring him? And I told them what you told me, Reese's peanut butter cups.
He's trying to lose weight.
Well, not this week.
I have a feeling he's not going to be eating carrots like in that picture. If that's even him. Because I know now what I'm going to bring him, but they're not going to be carrots.
Strippers.
Not that either.
Not that either.
It's food, but it's not healthy food. Well, some of it's healthy.
Watermelon, chicken.
Well, that could be I'm not going to say anything.
I did order some wings. Okay. But anyway, we are back. Mr. Jason Ellis from Relentless Management has brought Mr. Lee, American Bulldog Morrison in the studio. Jason, it's always good to see you. We get to keep in touch, but not always by face, so it's good to see you. And we've been talking to Lee, and he's super involved in MMA, jiu-jitsu, all that, fancy, healthy stuff. Mm-hmm. But we're going to talk a little NBA right now, and we're going to see if he even knows who's a team. He's going to be like Cleveland. Cleveland who?
No.
Ohio?
No.
But so we briefly talked about this at the intro, and then we had Lee join us.
We're all still in the first round except the Pelicans. So the Pelicans are the only team that swept.
Which is insane that we would even be saying that right now.
Yeah. Well, projections were that Golden State was going to sweep possibly the Spurs, and LeBron was not going to have this kind of difficulty against Indiana. So they're 2-2.
And that's the thing on the East. You've got 2-2 with Toronto.
Even the Celtics are having a little trouble with Milwaukee. I think they're on tonight. They're on live.
Yes, they are playing, yes.
I think so.
Yes. No, you're right. And then also Miami's playing the 76ers tonight.
That is the team that's going to surprise people in the playoffs. I think so. Because I think that if the Bucks end up beating Boston and Philadelphia ends up beating Miami, you'll have Philly and Milwaukee. But I think Philadelphia will go to the Eastern Conference Finals against Toronto or the Cavs.
And you know what's crazy? Someone who's in the playoffs right now, you can be in the second bracket, because Boston is going up against Milwaukee, which is number 7 overall.
Yeah, but they're 2-2.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't really matter because all that you do to win, to make your place, it doesn't matter because when it comes to playoff, the whole game changes.
Yeah, that's what LeBron said early in the season. The regular season doesn't matter. Regular season doesn't matter. It all happens in the playoffs.
But I disagree with that because as someone who just went through the regular season and we were 9-1, mm-hmm. You want to size up your other team.
Yeah.
But you're dumb if you think you can get away with it again in the playoffs.
That's true. I don't know the word, but yes.
Any changes on your predictions on what's happening?
No, everything's still going according to plan for me. I mean, I said earlier when we first talked about the playoffs that Philadelphia was going to surprise people. So my prediction will be them and either Toronto or Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals, and it'll be Houston and Golden State in the Western Conference Finals. So according to plan, things are just taking a little bit longer for the first round. But once the second round heats up, I think people will start to wake up.
Now, Lee, so we're in the playoff season right now, right? So the Magic is not involved. Orlando Magic is because you are in O-Town. Mm-hmm. Do you have any favorite for the East, any favorite for the West?
Oh, wow.
And if you say LeBron James, you're out of here.
No,
oh, man.
Just say LeBron.
So Stephen Curry, I like him. I think he's a good player, really good player. But the reality of it is there's only so many. This is just kind of a whatever answer. There's only so many hours in the day, and I'm training my butt off right now through and through. That's just the reality.
Good
and
answer.
So even though we don't want to talk about this, or you said you don't want me to talk about this, LeBron James is a savage. He is amazing, and it's just one of those things. If I don't have time to follow this, at least I can follow the notion that he is one of the greats, and he is doing something for the sport beyond belief. And if you don't gravitate towards that and don't understand that, that's Thank you. That just doesn't make sense.
Well,
So
Phil, okay, there's a Houston-Cleveland game. Who are you for?
Houston.
Oh.
Houston.
Houston, still Houston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like LeBron. I've always said I've liked LeBron. But if it's between him and Houston, I want to see the new team win.
You know, Houston's won in the past.
Yeah, I know.
I like underdogs.
Yeah.
They're not that underdogged.
No?
They've taken a
They're
lot
in
of
first-
titles.
they're in first
Okay,
place.
the underdog would be like the Orlando Magic being there. Okay,
That's not happening. Well, let's talk with Lee. Let's talk with Lee about some more of the MMA stuff, because I remember you were talking about you were in college. You're a psych major too, right?
Yeah. Yep. I graduated with a psychology degree in 2010 from Menlo College. It's about 20 minutes north, actually, of where I'll be fighting.
So and you actually deferred from fighting for a little bit there.
Yes, I definitely did. So I graduated in 2010, moved home. I had to do some physical therapy on some surgeries that I had. And to tell you the truth, the game plan was to move back to Sacramento, California and start training Team Alpha Male with a buddy, a college wrestling buddy, Josh Emmett. He's now in the UFC. He's actually going to be cornering me for my fight. He's coming down to corner me.
Nice.
But anyhow, moved home and decided to kind of fall into that of what my degree was, and worked at a chemical dependency mental health clinic.
Okay.
And I was a prevention specialist. So I was working with youth.
So like opioids and people getting off of all that stuff?
All of that stuff. So that was a big deal for me. I mean, I grew up in a community where, it kind of runs rampant in various places all over, right? That's just the reality of it.
So as a psych major, I got to step aside. So you loved wrestling and fighting and did this all as a young person, went to college on it. And then you got your degree and said, man, I better grow up and do what I studied.
So here's the trickiness of it. I moved home. I was going to do physical therapy for a few months and move back to Sacramento. Moved home, met my wife. Obviously wasn't the wife at the time, but fell head over heels for her. Fell hook, line, and sinker. Family was there. Friends was there. I was from a country town, moved to the city life, and then back to country. And the reality is, it's home. Home is home, right? Home is where you make it.
All right. So tell us how. But you try to be a grown up.
I did. So I said, all right, we're gonna follow this and kind of
put that aside
for a little bit, and we're gonna try to help the youth. And I started coaching wrestling, and I enjoy that. I still coach wrestling.
So you got caught back in it.
Caught back up in it, man, all around. So anyhow, started working with the youth, and it was a big deal. And like I said, drugs, they run rampant everywhere, right? So my whole goal at this point is to still go back to be a counselor when the MMA is all said and done. I'm about 1.5 years away from being a school counselor. And so time frame wise, it's pretty good with the elementary school and when the counselor will be retiring. So that's kind of what I'm going to segue into. But I mean, drugs are nasty, right? We see them all over the place. You see youth fall into it all the time, and the reality is they think it's something fun, and they don't understand until it's almost too late. Whether they get caught up in drugs.
Right.
And
now, but Lee, you were doing this, right? So you're helping the youth. You're working in that industry. What called you back?
What called me back out of that? So while I was working with the youth, trying to make some benefits in the community, I had opportunities. There was a team back home. Ryan Harvey started a cannibal fight team. He was a Canadian bull rider, cannibal fight team. So I started getting into that, and I was hooked, man. I'm an athlete. That's me through and through, So I started training again, and a big old article came out in the newspaper, and the head honcho, I guess, wasn't super happy with the idea of a prevention specialist being a fighter.
MMA fighter.
And that's, I guess,
They
story.
made you decide.
More or less, that's what it came down
Wow.
to. And the reality is I can always go back to that. This is a dream, a passion, and what I've found out through my life is, we always get caught up in various things. A lot of times things we don't want to do, and we don't get to always follow our passion. And when we don't follow our passion, we're essentially committing spiritual suicide, and we think about that. We live with that the rest of our lives, and I didn't want to be one of those people. So,
like you say, you either get in and go for it, or don't even play.
That's a good quote, what you just said. Committing spiritual suicide.
Man.
How many of us do that? How many of us?
Deep.
How many of us wake up like that every day?
That's deep, man.
Comparison wise, and
all right. So let's
May
look this. May 12th. Give a shout out to some of your sponsors out there.
Okay, so first off, I got my man Jason Ellis in the house, Relentless Sports Management. He's the one making this happen.
Woo!
So first and foremost, I'd like to thank him. That's a big deal. So I'm here because of Jason. I am here training because of Jason. He brought me in to work with Julian Williams. He owns and operates Fusion Excel Performance. And that guy's been awesome, man. I met him back when I fought for a world title in 2014 in Russia. And he told Jason, bring Morrison in. And so him and his crew there at Fusion Excel Performance have been working me over, man. It's been night and day, the difference between me being here and back home. So I'll be geared up, ready to go. I got Rockwell watches. I got Bad Boy MMA, and I got Dale and Candy Snipes, signs and printing out of Titusville, Florida. They're awesome. I had the opportunity to meet with them last week, and they hopped on board as a sponsor also, and I can't thank them enough.
Sweet. Hey, you could have brought a Rockwell watch. Those are nice.
I'm hoping it's coming.
All right.
Really soon.
Yeah.
So we have options for what we're going to do when we come back.
All right.
We have a new tradition that we did last Thursday.
Myra, we'll see what we can do about that.
All right.
Or we can do Time War Tuesday. You choose.
I think this or that may be fun for Lee.
Okay.
Hey, this is the Kevin Sent Show. This is the crew holding it down for Kevin. Not to worry, we're going to be right back. Oh, yes. We are back with the crew holding it down here at the Kevin Sutton Show. We want to remind our listeners, the Kevin Sutton Show is proudly sponsored by Cruz and Pasquera, PA. That's right. If you're looking for an attorney, have you had a car accident, a slip and fall, and you just don't even know what your rights are? Or maybe you already have an attorney, you just don't feel like they're doing enough for you. Cruz and Pasquera, PA, they do free consultations, no strings attached, nothing you pay. They're going to make sure you're on the right road. That's right. Cruz and Pasquera offices, downtown Orlando, 407-841-0200.
All right, guys. So last week, we debuted a brand new game. It was something that we want to try and have a tradition for each of our guests. It's called This or That. And let me explain it to you guys real quick before we start. Pretty much, it's pretty self-explanatory. We have Lee, the American Bulldog, in here, and we are pretty much just going to blitz you with random questions. It'll be this or that, but you cannot. You're a psych major, so this.
Yes.
Maybe some people, maybe other psychologists have done this, but they ask you the questions, but you cannot think about your answer. These are going to be a one-word answer.
And make sure you keep it clean.
Or
okay.
That.
All right. Don't let anything slip out the wrong way.
Send it.
Nick, you got it? No. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. You can play with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this. No.
There we go. All right. So, Myra, you want to start this one, or you want me to start it?
I'm
Jason, you can get on this too, okay? Just if you have a this or that question. Rich, obviously you too, but we'll just all
Rich, you have something ready?
We'll just all go in a circle.
All right. Phil and I will start because we keep it smooth. Lee's on the hot spot, right? Here we go. Cake or ice cream?
Ice cream.
iOS or Android?
iOS.
Apple.
No.
I
Apple
agree.
or banana?
I agree.
Same thing.
No, we're asking
No,
him the questions.
you ask. You ask.
Oh, I see. I've never played a game, so okay. Do you like red or blue?
Blue.
Did we just have our Jerry Maguire moment when you were giving your shout outs to your sponsors? When you were talking
Show
to
me the money.
So, Pepsi or Coke?
Cherry Pepsi, send it. A gallon of it after my fight.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs for sure.
Basketball or football?
Football all day.
Big party or little party?
Little party, close friends.
Christian or atheist?
Christian for sure.
Oh,
Rap or rock?
Rap.
Really?
That's a crazy one, but rap for sure.
Nice. Loud music or soft music?
Softer.
Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
hometown pizza or Bizarro's?
Bizarro's is on point. They really are.
All right, here's one. Coach watches or Rockwell watches?
Rockwell, baby. Yeah.
Cars or trucks?
Trucks. I'm country boy.
Boat or motorcycle?
Motorcycle.
Disney or Universal?
I couldn't tell you, man. Disney.
You haven't been?
No, I want to. Can you guys take me there?
This is the second
Can you take me
professional
there?
athlete we've had in our studio who's never been.
We'll hook you.
Please do. You guys got to have hookups, right?
Oh, yeah. Mickey or Donald?
Mickey Mouse.
What about Goofy?
He's cool, but Mickey's cooler.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee all day.
Water or Gatorade?
Water. For sure.
As he has a gallon sitting with him.
East Coast or West Coast?
West Coast.
North or south?
North, Pacific Northwest.
Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook.
Instagram or Snapchat?
I'm an Instagram guy.
Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead?
Walking Dead. I like Walking Dead.
Reality TV or scripted TV? Trick question.
They're both scripted.
I stay away from both of them.
Let's see. Basketball or football?
I did that already.
You did?
Yeah,
I
I
was
said football all the way.
Oh,
I was all
sorry.
state football in high school, by the way.
Camaro or Mustang?
Pontiac GTO. My dad has one in 1967.
Oh!
Man, not bad. You're pretty quick at this. You guys have anything? Jason or surfing or skateboarding? This for you, Rich Rogers.
I've never surfed before. I'd love to do that too. So skateboarding.
Okay.
Yeah, you're from you from Oregon or that area?
Washington.
Washington. Well,
Oh,
almost.
so I should say snowboarding or skateboarding?
Snowboarding.
Snowboarding.
All right.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So we got a little insight on you. Lee, tell us again about the match coming up May 12th, where we can see it, all of that. Go.
Most definitely. Okay, so I'm fighting Aaron Pico May 12th. It's in San Jose, California. It's the SAP Center. Paramount Network, tune in. I'm going to shock the world, and I'm going to rise to the occasion, and I'm going to move forward through and through. I promise you guys that. So hopefully I come back on for my next training camp. I'll be back here this fall for it. Hopefully.
Can we give you a trade? Okay. Once you beat him, knock him out or choke him out, can you say Kevin Sutton show, and we'll get you those tickets?
Deal. Deal.
How's that, Myron? That good?
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Everybody heard it.
No, and not only that, you knock him out. Jason Ellis promised me a Rockwell watch. Oh. And Jason, any other plugs you got going on, man? You're always busy.
No, right now, not at the moment. Right now, it's all about Lee Morrison. I have a couple other people fighting that same weekend. Daniel Swain's going over to China and fighting for M1 Global. And then I got Francis Hernandez.
And Lee, you also left a gift here. And real quick,
Yeah.
why don't you explain it? It says, Kevin, here's the show.
Oh yeah, so this is right outside the place I'm training. So this is Julian Williams' place. It's Fusion XL Performance. It's a great place to train. Anybody looking forward to it, man? Anybody looking to train? Please hop on board. Get here. It's in Okoe. Okoe. It's a tricky Okoe. I'm not from around here. Sorry, it's a tricky one. But it's a great gym. There's so many black belts, so many UFC fighters, so many Bellator, and it's just a great atmosphere to be in for kids all the way through adults. But this is a gift for you guys. It's my signature, and it's also Jacare Souza, and we're both fighting on the 12th. He's in the UFC. I'm in Bellator. Great man, tough man. He throws me around with one arm. But anyhow,
He's huge.
So he is ginormous.
We're going to take a picture of that.
He's ranked second in the
post.
world. Hopefully, he kicks Gaslam's butt, and then he gets to fight for a world title. And then this is going to mean a little bit more. But nonetheless, man, this is from me to you guys, and I really appreciate you having me on the show today.
If Pico is listening, what do you got to say to him right now?
Be ready and fear the American Bulldog, because I'm coming full force, man. Like I said, this is my life. This isn't just something I'm doing to have fun, and I'm not a young buck just looking forward to the future. This is my family. This is my family on the line. You know what I mean? This is paying bills. This is 32 years of moving forward with a dream to accomplish something, and he's the man in front, and there's nothing different than anybody else. So I'll be ready to do the job and get my hand raised, and I promise you guys I'm going to put forth full effort on May 12th. So I hope you guys
we're really
tune in.
proud of you, Lee. And we really appreciate you coming by and stopping at the radio, sharing your experience with us. You know you've got a huge team here in Orlando looking out for you.
Much love. I appreciate
and we
it.
can't wait to talk to you
Home
as a champ. All
It'll
right?
happen.
Always. The doors are always open here at the Kevin Sutton Show. We want to thank everyone for tuning in. Dr. Phil for holding it down with me with Rich Rogers and Just Nick. Jason Ellis for driving all the way over here and making sure Lee made it. That way Lee didn't get lost, all the way from Washington. It would have taken him a long time to find this. There you go.
Goodness for Google Maps.
Yes, tune in to Lee. Download the show. Let's make sure we show him some love for Orlando. This is Kevin Sutton Show. We're going to be back tomorrow night. Wrestling Wednesday. Ooh, yeah. What's my boy up to? Cena. Hey, check us out on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all under Kevin Sutton Show. That's right.
Ooh.